What's up? This is Less is More Surf Skater coming at you with a couple of tips that I wish I would have known when I first started surf skating. All right, I'm trying to add a little bells and whistles to this stuff. I had this on in my last video, but I added this little thing. This looks like something that came off my cat when he first got neutered. Look at that. I don't know if it's going to work worth crap or not, but we shall see. Tip number one, don't worry about looking dumb at the skate park. I've heard this before. Oh, I'm too old to be at the skate park. Everybody else is so much younger than I am. Oh, well, I'm on a surf skate and not a skateboard. First of all, no one's going to pay attention to what you're doing. Everybody who's there, they're usually working on their own stuff. They're usually trying to perfect their own technique. No one cares if you're going down a ramp for the first time. I can attest to this. I am the first person in my county and probably the 10 counties around me who, yes, the 10 counties around me who actually purchased a Carver surf skate. Yeah, other people have followed suit since then because it's a really fun sport, but no one's going to know what that is if all they've done their entire lives is skateboard. Second tip, Rue and I have for you, record yourself. Record yourself and compare it to YouTube tutorials that you will undoubtedly watch 100 times. Record yourself, compare. Record yourself, compare. You don't have to buy a fancy camera. I use a, this is going to bug me the entire time. I use an Insta360 x 5, X5, however you want to say it. But I also use it for a lot of other things as well. So not just surf skating, but it's got to be where it's primarily surf skating. You can use the camera on your phone. That's what I used. So, and when I say comparing yourself to the tutorials that you watch, I'm talking about the folks that are on YouTube who have made some fabulous tutorials on how in the heck to surf skate. I'm going to list a couple of here. Mark the Landlocked Surfer, Shane Lee, Skim Chaser. Those three surf skaters taught me how to surf skate. And I have watched their videos at most maybe 100 times. There's a few Mark the Landlocked Surfers who I can tell you right down to the second when he's going to be talking about a specific aspect of a trick. Next tip, always go back to the basics. Kick turns, front side, things that you aren't naturally good at, work on those. Always work on the weakest points of your surf skating. That will help you immensely as you go forward. I'll talk to you for a minute about aftermarket products. What do I mean by aftermarket products? I mean products that you purchase to add to whatever complete that you have bought. More than likely, if you have just started surf skating, you probably have gone to Carver's website or maybe Yow's website and you have just bought a complete, and there's nothing in the world wrong with that. So you get your complete. If you bought it off of Carver, it's going to be actually put together, assembled, and ready to pull out of the box and ride. First thing you want to do is make sure everything's still tight and hasn't been loosened during shipping. But you get out and you ride it and you say, okay, how can I make this better? First thing I'm going to point out to you is Riptide bushings. Bushings, if you have a Carver CX, C5, or C7, each of those uses bushings to some degree. I highly recommend that you get on Riptide's website and that you purchase some Riptide bushings. Just a caveat on Riptide, they have a statement at the bottom of their website that says, oh, if you have any questions or concerns or you need assistance in purchasing something from our website, why don't you shoot us an email? Don't waste the time. Don't waste the time. Don't waste the typing, emailing Riptide, because they won't respond to you. So I've tried it. It won't work. But they do sell some really good aftermarket bushings. They have different barometers depending on your height and weight. I usually ride the pink. They are 87.5. So a lot of that is dependent upon your height and weight. I am 5'10" and I weigh about 135 pounds. I don't want a really, really hard bushing because I don't want to have to fight the board in order to pump it. Well, Riptide has much harder bushings, and they've even got softer bushings than the pink. If you are a lighter, smaller statured person, it's important to get on there. Steve Palmer, Surf Skate Love, he breaks down riptide bushings to the nth degree. He was the one that educated me on which bushings are probably going to be right for me. Riptide also sells pivot cups. This is the pivot point. This is a CX. The pivot point, when you undo all this, you'll see the pivot point of the hanger on the base of the truck is right here. And there's a little cup in there. And sometimes that squeaks and you can replace them. If you hear this, I've already got a Riptide pivot cup in there, and I just recently maintenanced these. The pivot cup is fine structurally, and I even put a little bit of lube in there, and it still squeaks. So use your own discretion whether or not that's worth your money. I don't know that it is personally. I think that the ones that come with Carver are probably just as good. And you do have to maintenance and lube it occasionally, but you got to do that with the Riptides. So not every aftermarket is absolutely necessary, but I do highly recommend getting used in different bushings. The thing with Carver bushings, and there are Reddits and subreddits and all of that mess out there about Carver bushings. And I started surf skating in August of 2024. And back then, I had bought a couple different Carver completes and had originally used their bushings before I became aware I needed to change them out. And their bushings were so hard, it felt like you had to just shove your weight in order to get the darn thing pumping, right? And so Reddit, subreddits, Instagram, everybody's complaining to Carver, like, man, these bushings suck. These are awful. Like, why are they so hard? They're like riding on stone. And Carver comes back and is like, all right, I got you, fam. They make these bushings, these new set of bushings that are the softest bushings you will ever ride in your entire life. After they switched them over, I bought a Carver Ghost Net complete, and I'm sitting there like, what the F is going on with these? I thought the bushings were broken. And so looking on there, look on the Reddits, look on the subreddits, they were, I swear it's like a colossal joke that Carver had, like, okay, well, F all you, I'm just going to make these so loose you can't even understand them. So with Carver completes that I buy, I usually leave one bushing on there that's Carver's super soft, squishy cloud bushing is what I'm going to call it. And then I usually add in probably a roadside that's going to be these harder yellow Riptides. So I mix and match them because they, otherwise, yeah, they feel like something broken in there, which is hilarious. Talking about your Carver Complete or Yao Complete or what have you that you get in the mail and you're getting ready to ride it and you realize, man, I can't do snaps or slides worth him on this thing. That's because your wheels suck. Most factory wheels suck. It does not matter which surf skate company you use, the wheels are going to suck. I highly recommend that you grab a couple sets of wheels for off of Amazon, off of CCS, off Static Skate Shop, wherever you want to go online. Buy you a couple sets of wheels that are good for tooling around the neighborhood and a couple sets of wheels that are good for the skate park. I ride, Pal Peralta makes a slide wheel. I'm going to put it right here, so I don't remember the dimensions off the top of my head. And Orangutan, I love me some Otangs. They've got the 65 millimeter fat freeze. I've got them in 80A and 86A. I like them both. Park and bowl wheels, there's a ton of them out there. And a lot of that is kind of just trial and error. The two that I like to skate, I'll put this up here because these are all scratch pieces. These are Pal Peralta Dragons. They are 93A durometer. And they're 65. I'll put it up here because I don't know if that's right, but they're over 60 millimeters. And then these are probably my favorites, I'll be honest with you. These are the Spitfire radials. They're 93A, they're 56 millimeter. I love these things. I ride a harder wheel at the skate park. I'm not going to be as concerned about hitting rocks and things. That's something you got to be worried about when you're on the street, not necessarily the skate park. But there's schools of thought that, you need to actually just ride the crappiest wheels, i.e. the stock wheels that come on your surf skate, and whenever you're snapping and sliding in order to learn the the weight shifting and learn the shoulder rotations and things like that. And that's fantastic. But not every one of us has enough lead in our pencil to get that board around when you're riding a 75A, 70 millimeter Carver rubber tires. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to be fighting my wheels when I'm learning the mechanics of how to snap and slide. I get where schools of thought are coming from. My recommendation, get you some harder wheels and you will learn how to snap and slide. Not only will that help you with the mechanics, but it will give you enough confidence in order to continue working on it, as opposed to being like, what the heck with this? I'm going to go do something else because obviously I can't do it. Next tip is not going to be something that I actually convince you to do because it's concerning wearing protective gear, knee pads, elbow pads, wrist guards, helmet. I am not going to advocate whether you should wear a helmet or not wear a helmet. That issue is as polarized as people's political affiliations in the United States. Not about to be in that business. I personally wear padding. Why do I wear padding? I've had some skateboard related injuries. I've had some sports related injuries, ACL tear, for example, in my right knee that required surgery. I am not trying to have another surgical repair. I would rather fall and be able to fall any way I like and not even worry about it. And I also wear a helmet. I've never fallen and hit my head at the skate park, but I have fallen and hit my old dome tooling around my neighborhood, hopping over curbs, things of that nature. The board gets tangled under my feet and all of a sudden I'm throwing myself back. I have fallen and bounced my helmet off the concrete at home when I least expected it. So yes, I do wear a helmet, and no, I don't give a F if I look silly wearing one, because I have smoked my dome and I popped right back up, where if I didn't have a helmet, I would probably be in the emergency room that entire evening, not remembering half the crap I did before. I hope these little tips and tricks are helpful for you. Just a reminder, I am a completely mid-millennial skater. I'm not sponsored by anybody, nor do I endorse any of the products. This is all from my private collection. Every single thing that I discuss here it was purchased by me, or done by me, or experienced by me, and I'm just trying to keep you from trial by fire. Hopefully these tips help. If it did, give a like and subscribe. I'll holler at you later.